very important to have that in the English language, and this presentation in English is also very convenient. Are you planning to publish the results in any important journal?
In fact, we have had two papers presenting of this thesis have been sent to two different journals, and one is sent to the Journal of Experimental Pathology in applied microbiology, and this is the part of the characterization of interesting cells. Another work was sent to applied animal behavior, and it was the part of the diagnosis with the indirect method.
Okay, so it will be a fruitful work. Then I always read the acknowledgements very carefully, because they express the intra-history of the development of the project, and you talk about your friends, your family, and there's especially a paragraph in the German language in which you say, ein großer Grüße und vielen Danken an Mitchell Patrick und das ganze AG Mittelbau, die mich ein verschiedenes Blick über die Onkologie und die Forschung beigebracht haben, and so on and so forth. And there are two words that you use: verschiedenes Blick, a different perspective, and then Lauderei, conversations with your friends. And you say that changed your vision, that supplied you with a very different perspective, and enriched your vision of the whole thing. Could you please comment, just for the sake of the young people in the audience, how that impacted on you? The fact that you had a certain view of what research is, of what oncology is, of what tumors are. And when you talk about your Lauderei, your conversations, you say that they were about not only the brain and gliomas, but also Fußballpolitik, Musik und so weiter, all these things. So, could you explain to them? And your 3 Monate in Frankfurt, your 3 months in Frankfurt, how that's very important for the career of a young investigator.
During 2012, I was 3 months in Frankfurt, and this is why this thesis is now an international thesis. I was the group of Michel Mittelbrandt in Frankfurt, and they gave me a different perspective because they are mainly focused about neuropathology. And so every day they have tissues of patients, and well, here in the laboratory we also only work with a model. You have a rat, of course it is important because rats are animals, no? But seeing that what you study is present in real persons and that they affect the personality, it gave me a different perspective that it is not only what you do at the laboratory, that it affects the everyday person later, and I think that gave me another perspective of this study and of the science in general.
So you would recommend to your colleagues to?
I recommend especially that everyone goes in a different book because you get a different perspective about science. One theory, you can be, my supervisors can explain me a theory about differentiation or whatever, but when you go to a different group, they can explain you the same theory with another perspective, and by having two different perspectives of the same things, you can have a broader look of the science and giving you a more personalized idea of what you prefer to think about this specific
Okay, so the main questions have been already made by my colleagues on this tribunal. I will make just a couple of comments. When you mentioned oligodendrogliomas, some of those tumors are oligodendrogliomas or they resemble oligodendrogliomas. My advice is to stay away from that statement because today there is a completely new paradigm on gliomas. You say oligodendrogliomas and then they go on to become astrocytomas. The paradigm that the mixed group of gliomas is disappearing. It's disappearing very fast. And you get an initial mutation in IDH, isocytochrome dehydrogenase, and then you get two completely different pathways, either the pathway of astrocytoma or the pathway of oligodendroglioma. In humans, those oligodendrogliomas are very well characterized by a 1p19q codeletion, and then you have another other markers for astrocytoma. So one thing is that they resemble because they have all those perinuclear halos and all that. That could be just an artifact from formalin. Okay, so you can say that they resemble oligodendrogliomas, but stay away from saying these are oligodendrogliomas and these astrocytomas and all that. Just refer to them as gliomas in different stages. And now I come to my second comment or question. Wouldn't it be better to use the term grade instead of stage for stage 1, 2, 3? Because the stage is the dissemination, the spreading of a tumor through the human body. Whereas what you're talking about here is very well differentiated cells, and then they become more anaplastic, and then you get necrosis and vascular proliferation and all that. That would be like an increasing histology grade, not really stage. I suppose in the literature that you handle, they refer to these as stages, but be aware that in wider context, that could be an improper use of the word stage, which is rather dissemination through the body, and this is great. Do you have any comment on that?
Yes, because there are current literature who tried not to use the word grade because when the World Health Organization treats the tumors, the brain tumors, with the grade, but in our presentation we also take into mind the size of the tumors. In the humans, the brain gliomas do not have the size in the because there can be some high malignant gliomas that are very small. In this model, it is very, very frequent or almost impossible to see a very big tumor that is a low malignant. In the case in humans, it is possible. We say grade because it's not exactly direct as humans. The size, in our case, the size is very related to the malignancy, not exactly as humans. That's why we use it.
And then coming back to humans, assume that we want to do some kind of study. Those questions have already been posed. Anyway. Assume that we want to do some kind of study on the cancer stem cells in these tumors, and we have a limited budget, and we have to use just some of the markers that you have mentioned. Which ones will you choose?
I will choose CD33.
CD33.
I think it's the most specific.
No question about it. And then if you have to add 2 more?
I will add maybe SOX2 and nesting.
SOX2?
Yes.
No, you have not talked that much about SOX2. SOX2 is very fashionable now.
We tried to use it, but we had no result. The results of with the immunohistochemistry with SOX2 at the result, we had no result at all. So, unluckily, we could not represent those results with SOX2.
Okay. So I want to congratulate you for those very nice pictures. They were really nice. Unfortunately, they are not well represented here, as has been mentioned before, but they are really impressive, very impressive. And your explanation has also been very illuminating for improving a little bit our ignorance. Now this tribunal has to deliberate. Vamos a deliberar. Quisiera felicitar antes a los directores tanto de la tesis, al doctorando, a los directores de la tesis, a Susana y a José Vicente, y a la familia, que la familia pues tiene que soportar mucho en todo esto, y es un proceso muy largo, laborioso, tedioso, donde uno se plantea muchas veces si está siguiendo el camino adecuado, y la verdad es que sí, que entonces los familiares pueden estar orgullosos de la labor que está. Y ahora vamos a deliberar y luego llamaremos y abandonemos la sala, por favor, llamamos después. final report on the regionality of the work, methods, results, especially conclusions, the administration.